It is June 14th, 2023. This is the trade recap for the day using ICT concepts, episode number 15. Um, so I so today was FOMC. So I took a trade in the morning, and then I took a trade post FOMC after all the volatility. Um, but I wasn't really expecting to, but it just looked like really good. It's actually the same trade that ICT posted on his Twitter, so it's a little bit similar. I think he got an earlier entry, but my entry was still pretty decent. I actually took it on Nas. I think I think I took it on Nas. Oh, here's another trade. Uh, oh, so here is this one I took on paper. This is maybe they were both. Okay, yeah. So I think they were both on paper, but Uh, one of them I took on Nas, which was live, but the same executions apply on ES just because I wanted to see how far, like, or I just want to see percentage wise, things like that. So here's a trade, right? Buy inside of this displacement. I think ICT got in, he might have gotten in, I don't even know, maybe the same entry, I'm not too sure. Um, I'm gonna have to check that later, but this is how we ended on the day, right? FOMC, we wicked both ways, taking out a lot of liquidity. Um, but we ended up an up candle for the day, which is what I'm expecting, right? Because my weekly profile is the high of the week on Wednesday with a reversal or consolidation for the rest of the week. Um, or it could even be, I'm looking at my weekly profiles right now, could be a consolidation Thursday reversal. Not really too sure. We have a lot of high time frame PD arrays that we've used, right? We have this 1 hour BISI here, 1 hour BISI here, um, and then reversing, which we'll get into. So the first trade of the day that I took was actually a loss. I'm gonna show you guys right here. This was the trade that I took a loss on. So um, I went back and like I know what went wrong and why this trade might have not panned out. So initially, I was looking for, we're in a deep premium, right? Since for the past like couple days, and prices just trailing up. So when I see a displacement down with a nice fair value gap, I'm looking for price to come back into it, tap it, and then take out, this low and then potentially this low. Um, but it's also FOMC, so all that price action that I'm anticipating can be taken out during FOMC. So there's that concept or that variable that I I mean didn't really account for because this could have been just a you don't know what happens with FOMC. Um, so all the sell side was just engineered for FOMC, if that makes sense. You get an OTE here, but and then you get stopped out. So this is fine. I wasn't really there's nothing I could have done there. Maybe just not take the trade or leverage less or get out early, just because dollar was also not cooperating. I'm pretty sure dollar was dumping all morning, and then FOMC just rocketed, which is why indices, uh, for this FOMC price action here. Uh, so yeah, but took this long right here, right, buy, and then sell up here at the highest point, which is actually really nice. Yeah, it's actually really nice because I took all my positions off here before it started falling back down. I was just targeting the buy side up here within like this fair value gap. I'm pretty sure I used the Fibonacci just to get um, the projected range. So maybe from this swing high to the manipulation, I like to use the bodies actually. So something I don't really know something to that point. I actually traded on options today. That went pretty bad. But luckily, I withdrew most of my capital from options. I just decided I'm gonna really focus on my live futures account and just like grow that capital and potentially look into other prop firms, things of that sort. And I'm also like starting. I might start like a tutorial series with like, actual learning concepts that go a little bit beyond the trade recaps. Even though I like doing the trade recaps, it's just it's a good turning point for me to actually teach and I don't want to use the word regurgitate, but basically voice my analysis so I can like, I don't know, I can learn it like a second time. So there's that. Um, but in terms of daily bias, where in that premium, we didn't use a daily BISI, so that's interesting. I'm thinking let's go to the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour might be cleaner. We've taken out here. Let me clean up some of this so we can look. So we've taken out external range liquidity right here, right? And after that happens, we look to seek we seek an imbalance, which we do in FOMC. We tap into this 4 hour BISI here. So now the potential draw on liquidity could be another external liquidity here, because we react off of this high time frame PD array. So that's just what's going on in my head. So you could be bullish for the day and then take liquidity and then start swooping down on all of this liquidity that's pretty stacked. Yeah, like there's a lot of just pent up liquidity that we've made. I guess we can kind of just like, oops. Just like all this liquidity here, same thing here, and I think you guys get the point. There's just a lot of liquidity, sell side liquidity that we can, work off of. The only thing is we don't have any PD arrays that we can react off of in terms of going bearish, just because we're in, we're pretty high in price, and it's been a while since, me dealing with a bull market. So it's interesting to see how my trading is going to be. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it actually. I am going to also study the NASDAQ and potentially start trading that as well. But it is a lot more volatile and points run up a lot quicker or run down a lot quicker. So there's that. But is there anything else? Let's see. Yeah, I'm still gonna do options, but it's gonna be more. I don't like more free play. If I see a really good setup, then I'll take it on options, or I might even start swing trading, things like that, because I think it'll help with my high time frame analysis and things like that. But that was the treaty recap for FOMC. Where's the news? The rest of the news is at 8:30 tomorrow, and then Friday at 10 a.m. But nothing too crazy. And next week should be a good week. I'm looking forward to trading next week. There's Monday. I know the market's closed for some reason, Juneteenth. I'm not too sure, but there's that. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be the trade recap for the day. Hope the trades went well.